Yo, what up, man? We back with another one. Y'all know the vibes, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know the freaking vibes. Hit the notification bell. Y'all know what time it is. Suicide Squad, keep it 100 and fair. Might be some biasness here and there, depending on who, what, when, and where. Who's not involved. But we all try our best to keep it down the middle. We ain't perfect though. You know that. All right, so we got the Cash App and the PayPal. Got the Cash App and the PayPal right here. That's what we do. Okay, so if you want to send any financial support, go ahead, hit the Cash App, Soul Mirror 29. Go hit the PayPal, Suicide Age 29. There is a super chat if you want to do that. All is appreciated. You know that. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, so now we have this happened a while back, right there with George Floyd and stuff like that. An incident happened. I think that I forgot where this was actually at. Somewhere I think like in Wisconsin or something like that. Let me go look at it. We go look at the article anyway. We're gonna look at it. Um, yeah, Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Okay, so remember it happened that Jacob Blake. It was reported that he had a domestic dispute or something like that. He's over to his kid's mother's house. He was over there with the kids and something popped off. The officers were called. They said he reached for a knife or something of sort, and so he got shot 7 times in the back. He was paralyzed. That nature. Then multiple sources came out. Oh, and it looked like it was a knife. Maybe it was a knife. It was a knife. Or the record came out that he got domestic violence before with his big kid's mother. So all that stuff comes out when certain things like this. So let's go ahead and no further ado, let's read this article. Then we gonna get y'all up out of here. We're gonna drop like 8 videos today because that's what we got to do over here. I don't know why YouTube has messed up. Whatever, we was doing pretty good, and then next thing you know, it's like nothing's happening. Anyway, ain't no complaining, baby. We just gonna do what we came to do. No complaining, no complaining. All right. So shout out to NewYorkTimes.com. Jacob Blake. Okay, for this Jacob Blake shooting, no charges. I don't know what's up with that. That's weird. Jacob Blake shooting. Okay, close that. Don't need that. No charges against officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Okay, a shooting last August sparked protests and rioting, making Kenosha a flashpoint in the summer of arrest that began with the killing of George Floyd. All right, so let's go. The top prosecutor in Kenosha, Wisconsin, declined to bring charges against police officer who shot gravely wounded Jacob Blake outside an apartment building in August, an episode that sparked protests and rioting that made the city an instant flashpoint in a summer of unrest that began with the killing of George Floyd. The decision not to file charges against the officer, Rustin Sheskey, was announced on Tuesday afternoon by Michael Gravely, the Kenosha County District Attorney. He said that the investigators had reviewed 40 hours of video and 100 pages of police reports before making the decision. The prosecutor said the case against the officer would have been very hard to prove, in part because it would be difficult to overcome an argument that the officer was protecting himself. He said Mr. Blake had admitted to holding a knife, even describing switching it from a hand to another as he moved to open a car door. And that statement from officers and other witnesses indicated that Mr. Blake had turned toward the officer with the knife immediately before he was shot. Well, if that is the case, if he admitted he had a knife, I mean, y'all know how that goes. The case involved a white officer shooting a black man, circumstances which the prosecutor said made it especially difficult. I feel in many ways complete inadequate for this moment, Mr. Gravely said, who is white. I have never in my life had a moment where I had to contend with explicit or implicit bias based on my race. Mr. Blake's family expressed anguish at the decision not to charge the officers, saying that the video from the scene made it clear that Officer Sheskey had acted inappropriately. It's a gut-wrenching experience. Um, where we at? Oh, Justin Blake, Mr. Blake uncle, said during a news conference in Kenosha after this decision was announced. Now again, if the officer, this point too, if the officer was not following proper protocol, he should be in trouble. If the officer was not following proper protocol, he should be in trouble too. This is about all the little Jakes. This is why the people keep coming out supporting us. You know why? Because it could have been them. My bad. Too far. What the heck? I don't know what happened. Um. Okay, the case came during a year of protests over police shootings of black people in the cities across the country. It drew attention of President Trump, who voiced support for a white teenager, Kyle Rittenhouse, who shot three protesters on the street of Kenosha, two of them fatally a part of an unarmed group that sought confront protesters. Even before revealing his decision to forego charges against the officer, Mr. Gravely pleaded with the community and the country to keep the peace. Rather than burning things down, can moments of tragedy like this be an opportunity to build things? He asked. Man, people are crazy. Mr. Gravely said that shortly before announcing his decision, he spoke by phone to Mr. Blake, who was hospitalized for weeks after shooting. Mr. Blake was partially paralyzed. His family said he would probably never walk again. Advocates for Mr. Blake, who was 29, have been holding regular demonstrations in Kenosha and had called upon Mr. Gravely to file charges against the officer. The decision does nothing but shore up the message that black people are not safe in the United States of America in 2021. Corey Prince, chair of the Criminal Justice Committee of NAACP in Neighborhood Racine, said Tuesday. They continue to devalue black lives, black humanity, black freedom, even when we're with our kids. Dominique Pritchett, a community activist and mental wellness clinician, and Kenosha said the news was difficult to hear. It's re-traumatizing. She said it's regular regurgitates every unjusted black death and shooting that has happened in history. B. Ivory Lamar, a lawyer representing Mr. Blake's family, said they would probably sue. We will be looking at bringing the civil action in the near future to seek justice for Jacob. Officer Sheskey lawyer Brendan P. said that the officers were responded to a call about Mr. Blake did an outstanding job under challenging circumstances. At the end of the day, Officer Sheskey was presented with a difficult and dangerous situation. He acted appropriately and according with his training, Mr. Matthews said in a statement. 7 times in the back, I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't know, man. The video remains difficult to view, but that does not change what actually occurred. The Kenosha Police Union on Tuesday called the decision vindication for the officers. Damn! Sad. Officer Sheskey, who has been employed by the Kenosha Police Department for 7 years, was placed on administrative leave after the shooting. The case incited emotions in large part because of the gruesome scene captured by a cell phone video. A black man being shot in the back multiple times as he moved away from the officer. Even those arguing that the officers acted appropriately conceded that the law enforcement needed to figure out how to reach better outcomes in these situations. Nobles Ray, from former police chief of Madison, who analyzed the shooting for the district attorney office, said that he too was initially pained by the video. I would totally concur with how this came across. He said after a reporter from a German news outlet said that many Europeans saw the video as an example of police abuse. I felt that way, but the flip side of that is that it is not necessarily true that in a use of force situation that would only take one shot to stop a threat. Yeah, why take 7 shots? Mr. Ray, who was Madison's first black police chief, also addressed the racial implications. The criminal justice system is a difficult system, he said. It is hard, it is harsh, it is difficult. It has the history of racism on top of racism. We are trying to work through this. In a statement following Mr. Gravely's announcement, Governor Tony ever said that the state and the country had failed to deliver on promises of justice, equity, and peace of black people. Today's decision and further evidence that our work is not done. We must work each day in earnest towards a more just, more fair, and more equitable state country to combat racism experienced by black Wisconsinites, he said. Um, but he stopped short of criticizing the district attorney, instead blasting lawmakers for failing to provide meaningful common sense reform and enhance accountability and promote transparency and policing in our state. The community simmered with tension before the announcement, and residents of officials anxiously sought to prevent the unrest and unfolded that shooting last summer. On Tuesday evening, a crowd of few dozen people marched through the streets, shouting through megaphones and bundled in heavy coats as the temperature dropped below freezing. Many businesses in Kenosha were boarded up Tuesday in anticipation of charging decision, and some streets were closed. National Guard members stood near. Whoa, 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 whoa! What? 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 Wait a minute. What do you mean the National Guard members stood near the Kenosha County Courthouse? What you mean? In Washington, D.C., they took forever to get out there. You see what I'm talking about now? You see why people are mad? The National Guard members stood near the Kenosha County Courthouse because they thought something was going to go down. What? Oh, no. Why you care if something go down? Let it burn, right? Ain't that funny? Which was surrounded by an iron fence. What? Which was surrounded by an iron. Wait a minute. But in Washington, D.C., it went down. The National Guard took forever to get out. Wait. What's going on? I don't know. At a Subway sandwich shop 2 blocks from the courthouse, fresh plywood was installed Tuesday as it had been during the summer unrest. If the decision goes to the cops' favor, we're thinking it's going to turn how it was before, employee Tyler Black said. The city council unanimously passed an emergency declaration Monday that would allow the mayor to implement a curfew once the charging decision was made. Huh? Wait a minute. They said we know if the cop wins, they're going to tear us down. So we have to implement curfew and everything and board everything up. Damn, look at that. Well, look at that. Ain't that something? The sheriff for Kenosha County also declared a state of emergency that he said would allow him to change the schedules of his deputies. The shooting August 3rd unfolded after 3 officers arrived at an apartment complex in Kenosha in response to domestic violence complaint. All right, y'all can read the rest. I don't got to read the rest of that. If y'all want to read the rest of that, the New York Times is where it's at. I don't want to read the rest of that. I'm cool. I'm good. All right. So with that being said, man, there you go. The National Guard and they made curfew just in case the officer get off. It's going to be a little riot, so they planned ahead. That's further information to let you know how it gets down. That being said, I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, leave comments below, and I'm out of here. Peace.